Drake here with MaritimeGardening.com, and today I'm going to assemble a 8-inch high raised bed from one of my channel sponsors, Sproutbox Garden. They sent this kit to me with an extension kit, and yeah, we're going to put this together and see how it works. This is the 8-inch, so this is the main kit here. This thing probably weighs, I'd say 15 pounds, maybe 10 pounds. I don't think it weighs 20 pounds. So yeah, like 15 pounds, 10 pounds, something like that. Okay, the whole thing's in here, and it has a variety of, you can see over here, a variety of configurations you can set it up to be. Okay, the bed I'm replacing with this was 4 by 10. Now with this kit I can't get exactly that. I can get 3.5 by 9.5. That's close enough, I don't care. So I'm gonna put this together in this video. I haven't taken it out of the box. We'll do a little unboxing as well, but the main thing is just to work through the problem of putting it together, and hopefully this isn't too hard to do. According to the internet, this is easy to do, so we'll see. Just for those that are asking, I want to know the material they're made for. It's steel alloy with a Aluzinc magnesium coating. So this is supposed to outperform galvanized, and what does it say? Superior in corrosion resistance, durability, and longevity compared to wood, galvanized, and Aluzinc steel options. So it's supposed to be the best thing, I guess, and you know, it's supposed to be safe in terms of, you know, your soil quality and whether there's anything leaching into the soil. This is supposed to be totally fine. So I'm gonna go with this. Okay, so you can get different colors. I remember when they were asking me what color I wanted, I almost didn't even understand the choice set, because I didn't really care. But anyway, I think I went with something green and nature-like. Let me just reposition the camera here. All right, so what we got here? So we got instructions. Who needs those? This is a thing you put along the top edge to make it, you know, not as, you know, edgy. These are the corner pieces. All right, that's the color, sort of a gray color, I guess. And these are side pieces. All right. And there's the hardware. All right, so I'm gonna back the camera up and just work through putting this together. I wanted to check the hardware here just to see what size head. Looks like you got a nut there. It's a Phillips head. Phillips head nut. So I think with a power drill, cordless drill, and just a little wrench, zip, zip, I can probably zip this together pretty quick. Here's a tool that comes with it. You can use that to assemble it. Of course, I'm going to use power tools to make it fast. All right. Anyway, let me get my gear together, reposition the camera, and we'll put this thing together. All right, I'm just getting started here, and I realize each one of these has a plastic film on them you have to take off. If you don't have fingernails, you know, I keep everything short. I find just a sharpened chopstick or a toothpick, anything helps you get underneath that plastic, get a hold of it, take it off. Right. Okay, so just to give you a sense of process here, according to the instructions, you've got a bolt with a head like that, a Phillips head. Okay, looks like it would take a number 2 Roberts as well. And then you got a washer and a locking nut. Washer and locking nut go on the inside, bolt head goes on the outside. Okay, the corner pieces go on the outside when you're putting it together. For the sides, I don't think it matters too much. I'm just going to go consistently, you know, one way. But anyway, I'm going to do these all by hand. That way, you know, you're not going to thread the bolt. And then once that's done, I'll take the drill and wrench. And if I even need the wrench, sometimes you can just hang on to that with your hands. And if you got a tight enough grip, you can tighten your drill from the other side and you don't even need a wrench. We'll see how it goes. I think the fastest way is to get the sides together, then put the corners on, right? This kit also came with these cross braces. So I'll have to figure out where they go. But anyway, this is because I'm making it longer than it's designed to be. There's a risk of it being a bit wobbly on the sides. All my wooden beds in the garden actually have cross members in them as well. I just use logs for that, really. But anyway, it came with this kit. So these are ties to just pull the sides together, keep them from pressing out, you know, freezing and expansion over the winter, and just the pressure of the soil and the weight of all of that. So I'll have to figure out how this goes on. It's not obvious to me, but how hard could it be? So I got the side pieces assembled, just hand tightened. I got the end pieces assembled, corners on the outsides. Same with when they attach here, corners on the outsides. Just in case you're asking about hardware. So I mean, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 more connections to do. I got, let's see, 1. That's from the original kit, but these are hardware kits from the 2 extensions, so I got more than enough hardware, so no issues there. All right, and this hasn't taken long. Okay, you know, I think this is more, it would take more time. I mean, depends on how elaborate you go, but you know, when I do my basic 6-inch high wooden frames, because I don't make them very ornate, I think I can slap one of those together faster than putting one of these together. But I'd say this at most takes twice as long. So I think the total assembly time will probably be an hour or less. I mean, I'm filming here, so it always slows things down because you're trying to do stuff so the camera can see and everything like that. Also, I think if I did more than one of them, I noticed that panel went together a lot faster than this one, just because your hands get the muscle memory and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think if you got really good at this, you could probably throw one of these together in half an hour. You know, if you're handy like that, you know, get the fast hands and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'd say for like an average person, it's going to take about an hour. It's really cold right now. My hands are numb, so that's slowing me down. But if I wait till it's warmer, there'll be black flies, and that'll be way, way worse. I'd rather freeze to death than be eaten alive. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to put these pieces on here, and then I'll work on getting the cross braces on. And they're not hard to put together as well. I figured it out, so it's really easy, just to give it some strength through the center so it doesn't expand out. All right, but let's get this together. So there's the basic structure, roughed out without the braces, and of course just hand tightened. Still got to tighten these down properly. Let's get a sense of total dimensions. So this is with the basic kit for the 8-inch high with 2 extension kits, right? Or 3 extension panels, to put that another way. 3, 4. So we got, I don't know, let's measure it from here. So we got 41 inches, so 3.5 feet. by about 112, 113 inches, so about 9.5 feet. Okay. Now I can just say, like, standing here looking at it, getting a feel for, just getting a feel for it, it does not seem really any less spacious than my 4x10. Because when you use wood, you got to do all this extra stuff to sort of beef it up. So, because the sides are a lot thinner, you gain that dimension. So I think this is just fine. And of course, this is a little bit higher than mine, because I normally do mine 6 inches high. This is 8 inches. That's as low as they go. So yeah, I think it's totally fine. And the added value over wood, if I didn't mention it yet, is that this is supposed to last, right? Like when I make a wooden bed, I might get 7 years out of it, maybe 8 or 9, depending on what kind of wood it is or whatever. But this stuff is supposed to just last and last and last and last. It's a one-time thing. So let's say it takes a little bit longer than putting together a wooden one, because you got all these little nuts and bolts to deal with. It's worth it if you only have to do it once in your life. Yeah, let me do the rest of this, and let's do the side braces next, and then I'll tighten everything. So the way these cross braces work, okay, and these only come when you're extending it beyond, like, so if the thing's 2 feet wide, and it depends on the length and the width, I guess, but because I'm making mine wider and longer, they gave me these, so it's not as wobbly. Okay, so it's just 2 of these, and they screw together like that. All right, and then the way they attach to the box is that where the panels come together, where they screw in, you just unscrew the nut and it screws into this, right? So you'd have this, then a washer, the wall, and then the nut coming in from the other side. That's it. So I got to undo some of these, but that's okay. And I guess there's lots of different ways. I think in the picture they show putting the braces at the bottom. Because I got 2 extension kits, so I've got two sets of braces. I think I'll put one at the top and one at the bottom, just to give it more rigidity. It's just something when you're shoveling, you got to be aware of it and look out for it, and not spear it with your shovel or not hammer it with your pickaxe. Right? That's probably why they recommend putting them at the bottom. So maybe I'll just do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do 2 at the bottom and leave it like that, and see what happens. And if I need to adjust it at a later date, I'll put one at the top. I don't know. Let me just work on it here and we'll see. All right, just so you have a sense of how that goes together, you just back off the nut and thread that in. Make sure you don't thread the bolt. That's threaded in properly. Now I can use this drill. There we go. I'm not stripping the head of this. This drill has a clutch. I recommend, if you're buying a cordless drill, see how it's got a setting. This is for people that don't know what they're doing. I'm just showing you. It's got this setting here, which is basically full power. I can barely hang on to that. But then at these different settings, it gives up if there's any resistance. See how I can hold that with 2 fingers. I switch that to 5. I can still hold that with 2 fingers. Switch that to 9. Oh, I can't hang on to that. I can hold it with my hand though. Right, so it's just a clutch that gives up if there's resistance. So it's great for doing stuff like this, because you can just zip it together like that. Okay, let me do the other side. You get the wonderful aesthetic of the outboard motor here. Very maritime gardening, I think. Just doing this in driveway because it's nice and flat, and there's usually less bugs here as well. This one I can't thread it by turning. I got to turn the screw by hand. Always hand tighten a little bit before you use the drill, otherwise you could strip the bolt. Now we can zip that in. That's it. All right, now I'll just do the rest of them. All right, so now I got the whole thing basically together. It just needs to be tightened because all of these are still a bit loose. It's got a degree of rigidity, but once we tighten everything, that should take care of itself. Those corner pieces and those braces should just tighten it right up. And I had a great idea, because this comes with a tool for doing all your tightening. This in combination with the drill is going to speed things up a lot. I did a little test to see if it Roberts, because it looks like that'll even though it's a Phillips, it sort of looks like there's a square there and it'll accept a Roberts, but it doesn't properly do it. I would say you're at risk of, it doesn't sink in properly. You're at risk of stripping your, if you got a good bit, you're at risk of stripping your bit. So just use a Phillips bit. Star, for those that don't know what I mean, I'm talking about the star bit. Okay, the Phillips is the star one. All right, so I got a Phillips on my cordless drill. I got this little thingy here to just stick on the other side, and we'll just zip our way around the whole thing and see how quick we can do that. Alright, so it only took a minute, and that went together really, really quick. So, yeah, and let's just test the rigidity. It's pretty rigid now, right? I got another cross brace I could add somewhere if I wanted. Right, there's one left with the kit, but I'm not going to bother. I think this is good enough. I only want one at the top, and I don't think adding any more to the bottom is going to do anything other than give me something to jam a shovel into. I think this is all that's necessary. So yeah, nice and rigid, not hard to put together. I recommend putting everything together, just hand tighten, and at the very end zipping along with a combination of the hand drill with a Phillips head and the tool that comes with it. I mean, you can use a screwdriver if you want, but you know, I would do this. You don't got one borrowed from a neighbor. So now all that's left is to put this in the garden. I'm not going to do that today because I got a bunch of other things to do, but I will film that as well. But in terms of slapping one of these things together, Sproutbox garden raised bed, 8-inch high. And you can go higher if you want, if you need to go higher for your back or whatever. I like the nice low ones. If you need it to go higher, make it higher. I like the low ones, but get whatever you want. Again, I got a deal. If you use my coupon code, you get 10% off, and if you buy over like $499 worth of these, you get free shipping. I think a kit like this would be about, I don't know what it is exactly, I'll put it up on the screen, because I got the base kit plus some extensions where we've got roughly 9.5 by 3.5, which is a good size garden, right? You can make them square if you want, you can make them sort of like a short fat rectangle. There's lots of options for whatever configuration is going to fit in your garden. For where I'm putting this in my garden, I got a bed that's rotting out. I'm replacing it with this, right? So that's what I'm trying, okay? But check out the descriptions of that coupon code. It's just Maritime Gardening, I think is the coupon code, but all the details are in the description box. If you want to order a bunch of these, you can save 10% on the cost. Things add up, especially with the free shipping. So I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and until next time, get out there, get at it. Have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.